The Raja Saab review. When Prabhas announced the Raja Saab with Maruti, movie lovers were shocked and even died anger, frustration and disappointment over the choice. This because his previous film Pakka Commercial with Prabhas' close friend bankroll on UV Creations at Gopichand in the lead turned out to be a huge disaster. With Maruti informing that the film is a horror genre, the fans experienced scares. But Prabhas went ahead with its decision and now the Raja Saab is up for release a week ahead of Sankranti. When the teaser and trailer and the songs from the Raja Saab are released, the fans got confidence and felt that the Maruti proved them wrong, showing Prabhas in a different and most powerful avatar, highlighting his comedy, romance, horror elements. The presence of three gorgeous beauties, Nidhi Agarwal, Malvika Mohanan and Riddhi Kumar, added glamour to the story, and Sanjay Dutt's entry gave the much-needed fillip. The Raja Saab OTT rights have been sold for a fancy sum by Jio Plus Hotstar, and the streaming will be after the completion of its theatrical run. The film is slated for grand release on 9 Jan 2026 and premieres are scheduled one day earlier. The film's advance bookings are creating new records, setting the stage for the Raja Saab rampage at the box office. Let us explore whether Maruti with Raja Saab proved the diehard fans of Prabhas wrong, showing Prabhas in a sensational manner for the first time on the screen or not. The story of Raja Saab revolves around a youngster whose quest for his missing grandfather results in mysterious changes in his life and how he deals with them. A youngster, Raja Saab, played by Prabhas, goes on a hunt for his missing grandfather, Kanakaraju, played by Sanjay Dutt, to make his grandmother, Ganga Devi Jarina Bhai, happy, which leads to a startling revelations and mysterious happenings in his life. Where this leads to and what is his connection to hot beauties, Bhairavi, played by Malvika Mohanan, Anita, played by Riddhi Kumar, and Blessy, played by Nidhi Agarwal, and what roles Dr. Padma Bhushan, played by Boman Arani, Gangaraju, played by Samutrakani, Mangalam, played by VTV Ganesh, and others form the interesting twist on the narration. Prabhas came up with energetic performance. He put in everything and transformed himself completely. He looked stylish and energetic and handsome on the screen. He came up with surprising dance moves to delight all and is at his romantic best. He enacted humor with ease and emoted while showing variations in expressions, especially during the pre-climax. He did breathtaking stunts in the climax. It is a treat for all Prabhas fans in his new avatar. Nidhi Agarwal and Malvika Mohanan got good screen presence compared to Riddhi Kumar. All the three heroines are confined to glamour feast on the screen. They used with glamour in the songs. They did not get much scope to perform as usual in a commercial entertainer. Sanjay Dutt looked menacing on the screen. He created fear with his towering personality, and the graphics and makeover elevated his role on the screen. The scenes featuring Prabhas and Sanjay Dutt turns out to be the highlight. Jarina Wahab brought in her experience to add value to her role that at times tested the viewers. In the second half, she elevated the scenes with her performance in the climax. Samantrakani, VTV Ganesh, Satya, Prabhas Sinu, Yogi Babu, Saptagiri and others performed according to their roles. The Raja Saab story is penned by Maruti. He came up with a horror thriller loaded with hilarious elements and showed Prabhas in a different way on the screen and created a sensation at the box office. He started the narration, taking viewers into the genre of the film before introducing Prabhas in a unique and stylish manner. From then on, various characters in form of grandmother, three heroines, Sanjay Dutt and other characters are introduced, touching emotional, comical and romantic angles. Took a lot of time doing so, and all the so-called scenes, especially the romantic scenes and the songs, look outdated and out of sync with the plot, slowing down the pace of the narration and bringing down the interest levels in the film. It's only during the run-up to the pre-interval and the interval the pace picks up with good scenes and raises screenplay, increasing the interest levels and taking viewers into the main conflict of the story. This sets the stage for the second half. After the below for first half, it was up to the second half to raise the intensity to save the film from sinking down. The second half starts in a similar fashion with the clash between Prabhas and Sanjay Dutt with horror elements being elevated, and at the same time the scenes featuring Prabhas and the heroines elevating the romantic elements and adding glamour value, and the scenes featuring Prabhas and other actors in creating humor. At times humor worked to some extent while the horror elements exist. The entry of Boman Irani takes the narration to the next level, but once his role ends, the scenes once again turns routine. The pre-climax is good with emotions between Prabhas and Jarina Wahab, highlighting the grandson and grandmother sentiment to the next level. However, one gets a feeling that it was stretched too far. The climax is well shot and the CGI and VFX added value with good quality effects to the narration and taking the film to the next level. But at times CGI and graphics turned out to be below par. The makers should have taken care of them. The film, as usual, ends with the Tollywood makers' penchant and fascination for the sequels. For all the efforts, Maruti came up with an interesting story. He failed in his execution. He failed to justify Prabhas' confidence in him and his stage to do different genre entertainers. The story had potential to reach the next level, but Maruti failed to justify. In the entire first half, only the pre-interval to interval scenes increase the interest levels, while in the second half only the pre-climax and climax exist all. The screenplay is okay and at times ended up confusing viewers. He failed to use commercial elements properly as they did not create the desired impact except for the few elevations in the second half. Editing of Kotagiri Venkateswar Rao left a lot to be desired. There are many repetitive scenes in the first half which impacted the flow of the narration, and the second half few scenes slowed down the tempo. Dialogues are just okay. The music of Taman turns out to be mixed bag. The intro song is well shot and Prabhas came up with good dance moves, and also the song on Prabhas and Nidhi Agarwal, Sahana Sahana, was shot in a beautiful manner. The most touted and awaited song, Nache Nache, disappoints all. It in fact ends up testing the patience of all. However, the song's placement impacted the flow of the narration. His background score is average. Kartik Palani's cinematography is of quality, and he with his captivating camera angles improve the quality of the scenes on the screen. Production values are of high standards. Altogether, Raja Saab turns out to be a below average horror entertainer. Maruti got the golden opportunity to direct Prabhas, and many had doubts at the time. On paper, scope to thrill viewers and taking them to the next level. The selection of the story shows Prabhas' penchant to do different story. However, Maruti failed with his screenplay and direction. He failed to come up with an interesting script. It seems that he got carried away with Prabhas giving green signal to him and so added many scenes just to elevate Prabhas' heroism. There are many such scenes in the first half that are irrelevant to the story and doesn't make any sense. Including them not only mar the first half but the overall end result. Even in the second half, he used most of the scenes from his earlier hit films like Prem Katha Chitram. Came up with a good pre-climax, but by then the damage was irreparable. Had he come up with a better script and racist screenplay, things would have been different. Raja Saab, The Royal Slab.